let's get started on understanding the prerequisite for this course. So I'm going to call that as a day zero. So let's say you are completely new to IT, or you may have some programming knowledge or whatever it is, right? It is super important to have strong Linux basics knowledge. If you actually take any of the DevOps tools, starting from Jenkins, SonarQube, Nexus, Artifactory, Terraform, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Helm, almost all the DevOps tools would be supporting Linux operating system. So in order for us to install, configure, and then start using this tool, it is very important to have that Linux basic knowledge. But let's say you are completely new to IT, you don't have that background, not at all a problem. You can actually go to Udemy or you can go to YouTube. You can sign up for any one of the Linux courses based on your skill set. Let's say you're completely beginner, no problem, right? You can also sign up for beginner courses as well. So that is definitely one of the prerequisites. And plus, since we are also going to do a lot of lab exercise anyway, we will be learning Linux. You're kind of forced to learn Linux, as part of this coaching program anyway. All right. And then the second thing is you also need to have your AWS account, because yes, this is a DevOps course, but we will be leveraging AWS Cloud as well as Azure Cloud. But we are going to start off with AWS for now. So if you don't have your AWS account created, I would highly encourage to have your AWS free tier account. You can go to AWS website and then you can start creating free tier account. Okay, it is as simple as that. And then next thing is, it is super important to have at least some code repository account, right? So I would prefer to have GitHub. All you have to do is, go to GitHub and then, sign up using your email address, right? So you can go to GitHub and then you can sign up. And then next important thing is set up VS Code on your local machine. So once you set up your GitHub account, it is super important to download or set up VS Code on your local machine. So how can you do that? Again, you can go to Google and then download VS Code, and then you can actually download based on your type of operating system that you have. And then depending on the type of operating system, I would highly encourage you all to have your Git client. For example, let's say if you are using Windows machine, I would highly encourage you all to have Git client, because we are going to use Git bash in order to connect with EC2 instances running in AWS Cloud. Or let's say you are using Mac OS, you can also download iTerm on your local machine. For example, let's say if you are using Windows, you can say git download. It will automatically show you based on the operating system, and then you can download Git client. But for MacBook, you are going to download iTerm. Okay, so you can download this, and then we would be using iTerm in order to connect to EC2 instances running in whether it is AWS Cloud or Azure Cloud. All right. So yeah, so these are the initial prerequisite in order to proceed further. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next session.